All right, hey everybody, back with another news feed here for you. Don't forget, I post 1, 2, or 3 of these every single day. Starting this one off, Infiniti merges dealerships with Nissan as sales plummet. Okay, Autoblog on here talking about this one, and they're going to go into again what we hear all the time about how. Oh no, I'm sorry, I actually threw that article out. I got it out of there because I was tired of hearing about the 9,000 jobs and how they only got 12 months to survive, all this BS stuff. But I think this is a smart move. But Nissan is going to take their dealerships, which they have. Nissan, if you look at it, or Infiniti, I'm sorry, Infiniti sold just over 42,000 vehicles. And that's through the third quarter of this year. Okay, Infiniti sold 42,000 vehicles compared to 87 during the same time period in 2019. So they're down 50%. Okay, and it's left a lot of them in struggling times and kind of hurting here and not quite knowing what's going to go on. And so they're going to change some things up. So in response, Infiniti has rolled out a controversial new strategy allowing dealerships to co-locate with Nissan stores. This approach aims to keep the struggling dealers in the fold while minimizing costs in competitive markets where Infiniti can't afford to lose representation. Okay, that's huge. This is a big deal. Okay, this is pretty nice. And this is, again, Nissan doing what they can to actually stay afloat. They're doing this so that they can keep Infiniti alive. You got Toyota and Lexus. You got Nissan and Infiniti. You got Silverado and Sierra. Okay, you got all these kind of brands that do this. Hyundai and Genesis. Okay, you got all these things that do these kind of things. You have these luxury brands. Well, Nissan is trying to make themselves, make them more profitable and get their stuff in order. And in order to do that, what their game plan is to take Infiniti and merge those dealers in, sell off these dealerships, just put the vehicles on the lots with the Nissans and let the Nissan guys sell the Infiniti line right there too, and add this logo to the Nissan stores is what I'm assuming is going to happen. And it's pretty brilliant. Again, minimize the cost so they can make that profit. So I like it. They are doing everything they can. Nissan is to stay afloat. Okay, they are doing everything and they're doing it well. Next one on here too, this one right here. Man returns his used Subaru Outback by driving it through a dealership's front door. It's pretty interesting. You got the video on here. It says, have you ever bought a vehicle that turned out to be not quite as advertised and wish you could just take it right back to the seller and give them a piece of your mind? Well, that's what this guy did in Utah. He bought a used Subaru from Mazda dealer, and he did so in spectacular fashion. He drove his Outback straight through the dealer's front door. Says in here he purchased it was an '08. He got it from Tim Dahl Mazda in Sandy, Utah. Just decided just hours later after he bought it that he'd been done dirty on the deal, he says. Okay, so, and they wouldn't take it back. They told him sold as his condition, and now it's his problem. And so what he do? This is what he did right here. He drove it right through their front door, got out screaming and yelling at him, here's your car. Here you go, guys. Here, take your car. I'm done. So I don't recommend it, condone it, think it's good, but I found it very funny. I mean, how many of us wouldn't love to have just, done this, be able to just say, here you go. What the heck? Page content, Reddit. Yeah, I didn't want that. I just wanted to stay on here. But, it's going to just keep doing it to me. But anyway, drove it right through the building and parked it right through the front door, slams it in there, he's gone. That's kind of funny. I thought it was pretty good. Now, the main one here that we were talking about. So I saw this article here. This is on the Bronco. Okay, it said Ford Bronco sales behind Wrangler and ahead of 4Runner during 2024. Okay, kind of interesting. Whatever. It's kind of how they normally fall, but it made me think of something that we want to cover here. So let's go down this chart where you go past all this stuff to where here it is. Sales numbers, midsize off-road, 2024 Q3, quarter 3. Let's just look at year-to-date so far this year. Okay, and you can see here, Wrangler's down 14%, Bronco's down 18%, 4Runner's down 2.7%. They're all down a little bit, okay? Year-to-date, the 4Runner's up just a smidge, everybody else is down. But look at this right here. Okay, I want to notice this. Look at 2024, look at the sales numbers of the Wrangler versus the Bronco and the 4Runner. What are the only 3 off-road SUVs today really, that are going to compete here that are thrown in that mix. It's the Wrangler, the Bronco, and the 4Runner. And yet, the Wrangler sells so many more of them. Okay, interesting, right? Let's check this too, because this was on an article I used for a video last week, and I pulled it up again to see. Let's look at mid-size trucks. Okay, these are mid-size trucks. Same exact chart for mid-size trucks. Okay, Tacoma taking a lead, right? So that's number 1. Okay, Colorado coming in at number 2. Now let's look at these. Okay, you got Gladiator listed at the bottom, but look at the numbers. Look at the sales numbers, 32 and 41. Let's just take this year, 32. That's going to jump it over the Canyon. It's going to jump it over the Ranger and put it just under the Nissan Frontier. And last year, 2023, it puts it barely under, I mean, like within 4,000 units of the Nissan Frontier. Okay, Frontier's having a rocking year this year, and but I mean, you can see these numbers are down. Okay, but point being here, the Gladiator is actually the number. Gladiator is coming in. There it is. Technically, you got the Tacoma and you got the Colorado, and then the Frontier, and so it's coming in 4th. Gladiator is beating the Ranger, and Gladiator is beating the Canyon, and Gladiator is right there very close to the Frontier. Like I said, especially even last year, they're very not too far apart. You know, you're looking 20,000 units here for it, and that's only for the first three quarters of the year. But we hear all the time about how all over the internet, all over the comments on the channel, all over everything like that. You got videos about it everywhere. Jeep's gone. Jeep's going to go down. Jeep's not going to do nothing. They can't sell them. Nobody's buying a Gladiator. Nobody's buying any Wranglers. Nobody will move them. The prices are stupid. Nobody wants them. Heck, I just got done making one the other day that published this morning saying how my Jeep lot's empty. There's not a Wrangler. There's only like 2 Wranglers on it, and there's no Gladiators left. They've sold every one of them. People are like, they just moved them to other dealerships. They're not doing it. It's like, the stupidity that you hear in some of this stuff blows your mind. And when you see these people, or you see this stuff here, Jeep Gladiator in the mid-sized truck world is actually coming in at number 4 out of 6. Okay, right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it comes in at number 4. It beats the Ranger and it beats the Canyon. Okay, and that's where the Gladiator is. Selling more than the Ranger, selling more than the Canyon. And when you look at the Wrangler, it sells more than the Bronco by a long shot. And it sells more than the 4Runner as well, too, by a long shot. Huge. But people are like, they don't move. Nobody's buying them. Nobody wants them. Nobody nothing. Sales numbers don't lie. They're right here. And apparently Jeep Wrangler, as far as the off-road SUVs, number 1 in sales. And the Colorado coming in at number 4 out of 6 in sales. So it's not doing as bad as people seem to think it is. Like I said, the comments crack me up. The stuff you see with people on their Jeep and that kind of stuff. And like I said, there were like 6 people. They just moved them to other dealers. What other dealer wants them? And why would you take your only Gladiator and your only Wranglers and move them? And then right below that comments another guy going, hey, I bought that white Gladiator that was on that lot. I just bought it today. Love it. But yet they're going, they moved them to other dealerships. It's like, just, God, where do people get this stuff? Anyway, there you go. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching.